Because what happens is that these guys may be bad guys, but the next thing you know, it's, oh, wait a minute, you were voted for the Republican Party. We're deplatforming. Because we've seen that happen over and over.
This is the thing that Casey Newton from Platformer is talking about. Basically, parts of it are true. He's talking about, I mean, I wouldn't say parts of it. There's some, the true things, I think the conclusions are what may be quibbled over. They are not deplatforming people who are essentially editorialists for the Daily Stormer. You know, like not like dog whistle people, but people are actually like white supremacists and pro-Nazi. The question is, can a piece like a social media service like Substack, which if you're not familiar with is a blogging platform that's geared towards email newsletters, can it be thought of as truly neutral infrastructure, or is it inherently, is all social infrastructure inherently opinionated? Do you have to have an opinion on content moderation to run one of these things? That's kind of the question here. Mm-hmm. I actually, maybe surprisingly to those at the table here, fall on the this is not neutral infrastructure side of the argument because of some recent changes that Substack has made to the platform. But I'm curious, as you use Substack not extensively, but like you use it for a couple of things in your business. What your opinion is, Jim? Do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, we've been making this argument for a long time. Are they responsible for what's in the network? When is it censoring? When is it free speech?
Right.
When you drive people away, they go to deeper and deeper corners. So I think it's still as tough as it's always been. I always get nervous when someone starts saying, well, this company is this, because to me, that feels like an activist trying to be. So I don't know. Is it like 6 guys and they're just making something up? Or is it serious? I just don't take the activists serious anymore.
Well, so it's not that they're 6 guys and they're making something up. These are people that are known to have been deplatformed elsewhere, known to have promoted explicitly Nazi type content, and they are monetizing their content to the extent that they are got that little top performer badge or whatever from Substack. So
right.
They're making more than $1,000 a year or something like that.
I mean, 20, 30 years ago, I probably would have agreed with it. Now I'm like, okay, so who else is getting tossed off? Because what happens is that these guys may be bad guys, but the next thing you know, it's, oh, wait a minute, you were voted for the Republican Party. We're deplatforming. Because we've seen that happen over and over, where all of a sudden someone who's formerly a Glenn Greenwald, Elon Musk, these aren't conservatives, and yet people are like, look at these right-wing Nazis. Basically, you just can't ever give in to the outrage mob. They're making it worse by bringing the attention to it.
Yeah, I think that for me, that I use Substack to follow what other people that are on Substack have read. Like I curate my news based on some of the people that I follow and what they read this week, right?
Right.
And for me, it is just another platform for me to get information and gather data that other people have
curated.
Done. Yeah. So obviously we don't run Substack in that company, so we can't really talk to what they're going to do, but I don't think they should give in. This is just another outlet for information, and I think it's, a very good outlet for information, and would hope that they would like to keep everybody on there because, much like the Howard Stern thing years and years ago, for those of you who actually know who he is, Howard Stern thing years ago was like, I listened to him not because I agree with him, because I want to see what he's saying, so I have ammunition for the next conversation. Right. And then the people that didn't like it or that did like him listened because they liked the conversation and the information. So you need to know where people are and where they stand. And, having that out there gives us an opportunity to see what their conversations are about. Because if we believe in free speech and truth is out there, then you're going to make your own decision, right? Based on the information that you have.
When Substack...
Oh, and by the way, let's be clear. We know that it's not black or white. They're still going to kick people off,
Yeah, so calling for violence.
And they probably should.
Full on.
Yeah.
Of course, then I assume you're.
But it has to be for some reasonable reason, I guess.
So it's at one point Substack was just a newsletter platform, and then they decided when Elon Musk started faltering with Twitter/X that they were going to add a timeline component, and basically they've got a Twitter clone built into the platform now. So it is more than just a newsletter platform and a blogging platform. It's something else. that is trying to create its own social networking gravity, which is why I think it falls away from the neutral tooling argument that they're trying to make for themselves.
Right.
The one of the bits of discourse I saw was the Nazis did not commit the only atrocity in history, but a platform that declines to remove their supporters is telling you something important about itself. They do moderate other types of content that is legally protected speech. They just don't seem to be moderating Nazi content. And it's a puzzling decision because it's a weird hill you want to die. Why would you die on that hill?
Yeah, what else are they?
I mean, they'll moderate leftist extremist content, like Antifa type stuff.
That becomes a little stranger. It seems the opposite. No, I mean that's the whole question. The 230, right?
The
Section
government will take care of it. It's fine.
Well, it's like
stuff is hard too.
you either do no
Substack's
moderation
getting hit
or
on
you
it.
do like culturally sensitive moderation. Like you can't really pick a middle ground where you're gonna like pick and choose winners if you're gonna moderate content. There is a report this post function. And stuff does sometimes get taken down, but people aren't getting.
I'm sure it's brigaded and potted the way other people have it too.
But why even have it if you're going to, it's a bizarre choice.
So imagine this: some guy starts writing on Substack. He uses ChatGPT to do it, except for it's not him; it's a fake. And what the person does is those recommendations you get after you subscribe. Oh, here's the 3 newsletters this person wants you to read. You make them those Daily Stormer guys, and now we know.
Right.
Put it in. I'm surprised more of that stuff isn't happening. It's like, who was telling that joke yesterday? David Spade was talking about, it was the early days of Twitter. He's on the Norm Show or something. He's making some comment about it. He made some comment about a supermodel, and then she DMs him and follows him. So she mentions something, and he ends up, hey, we're going to this party in Hollywood or something like that. So he shows up and his friends are like, go talk to her. And he walks over and says, pretty funny stuff on Twitter. She goes, what? Pretty funny stuff on Twitter. She goes, what's a Twitter? He got catfished on early Twitter.
That's awesome.
Well, it's like the Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle thing we were talking about a couple weeks ago.
Oh, what is Cat doing, man?
I don't know what's going on with that.
I'm seeing all these things. That he's either sharing all the secrets of Hollywood or he's turning a little Kanye. I can't tell which direction, but he's flat on going after Rogan, going after Steve Harvey.
Interesting. Yeah, I've
I
seen
guess
his
he's
name,
trying
but
to
I
find
haven't
his
read
relevance back again. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think we could say it on a family program, but I've seen some clips that had me just. What?
Awkward.
Now I'm curious.
How'd the 4 of you get on the set? What did you have to do? Because I know what they asked me to do to get on set.
Wow.
It's like, wow.
Okay.
Oh, good times.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I love Substack. I have Substack, but like, I think they have some questionable choices, and it's going to be. This is going to be a difficult road for them to navigate. I predict that they're probably going to cave.
I imagine so. I mean, it's a hard thing to defend.
It's very similar to. I remember writing a series of editorials about Google at Mashable back in like 08, 09. Because remember Orkut, their early social network, they were back in those days. Google was they wouldn't respond to law enforcement data requests.
I remember that. Yeah.
The hill that they were choosing to die on with Orkut was they were not responding to the Brazilian government's request for data around their users to try to break up a pedophilia ring that was known to have entrenched itself within Orkut. And my editorials were like, really? Like, maybe if you're going to make any exception to this policy, this is the one. This is not you're not going to win any. You're not going to win any fans.
Yeah. Right.
So like for Substack, I think my advice has to be similar. Sure, free speech, great, but maybe not this hill. Not going to work out for you. Hey, thanks for watching The Merge. We've got a ton more stuff for you to watch on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, everywhere. Check us out.